To Canberra now, where the Reserve Bank faced questions about withholding information from Parliament. Stephen Long reports on the latest twist in the security corruption scandal.
The Reserve Bank has made tens of millions of dollars by selling a simple technology, the manufacture of plastic money.
Let me introduce a masterpiece of Australian design and technology. Australia's new $5 plastic note.
Two companies owned by the RBA, Note Printing Australia and Securency, made and marketed the secure polymer notes. These Reserve Bank subsidiaries stand accused of bribing foreign officials to gain contracts. 8 of their former executives are facing criminal charges. Today, a defiant Reserve Bank Governor, Glenn Stevens, appeared before the House of Representatives Economics Committee.
There was no cover-up.
He was grilled about what the RBA's top brass knew about the corruption scandal and when.
What I wanted to ask you, Governor, was when you first read that written memorandum.
I did not read it at that time. It wasn't given to me, is my memory. I have read it. I've read it recently because it is in fact part of the brief of evidence for the present proceedings.
The hearing came 3 days after 7:30 revealed that the Reserve Bank knew of serious corruption allegations years before they became public.
In June 2007, 2 years before the scandal broke in the media, a secret meeting was held at the bank's headquarters in Martin Place, Sydney. Bank sources have revealed who was there: Deputy Governor Rick Battolino and this man, Brian Hood, the company secretary of RBA firm Note Printing Australia. At the Martin Place meeting with Deputy Governor Rick Battolino, Brian Hood revealed he had serious concerns about probity issues, which had not been adequately addressed inside the RBA firm.
Brian Hood set out the allegations in writing in detail to Rick Battolino. Yet 6 months ago, before the same committee, Glenn Stevens initially said he had no knowledge of the meeting or the memo before correcting the record.
If you're asking did the person in question write a letter or something to the bank, I don't think that he did, no.
Or discuss it with the bank?
Not to my knowledge.
Today, the Reserve Bank Governor acknowledged that he had known about the secret meeting, but was vague as to when.
At the point the Deputy Governor had that meeting with the employer, were you informed by the Deputy Governor?
I don't recall whether I was informed ahead of time. I did come to know at some stage that that had occurred and that a written statement was going to be prepared.
And to the best of your recollection, you've confirmed you've read that written statement more recently for obvious reasons, but did you read it prior to the hearing in February, to the best of your recollection?
I can't recall.
The Reserve Bank Governor in his previous testimony said this was one of the most unpleasant issues that he had to deal with as Governor. Normally one's memory about unpleasant matters is very good.
Liberal MP Tony Smith wondered why the former Deputy Governor hadn't informed the bank's parliamentary overseers about the allegations.
You don't think, with the benefit of hindsight, that former Deputy Governor Battolino should have volunteered that he'd had this meeting?
Well, I don't know. I think he, as far as I could see, sought to answer the questions that came.
You don't think at that point, through all the questioning over a couple of years, it would have been sensible for him to say, well, as it happens, I actually had a meeting with the person who's made these concerns clear or allegations?
Well, I suppose opinions about that will differ.
Nothing that was said today changes my view that that document should have been handed to the Australian Federal Police.
The Reserve Bank boss maintained that the bank had done the right thing by seeking an independent review and report on the allegations from the law firm Freehills.
Even if it were ultimately to be concluded that the report reached an incorrect conclusion, it's completely without foundation to suggest that this process represented an attempt at a cover-up by anyone in the Reserve Bank.
Well, even after today's hearing, we still don't have a clear and full picture of exactly who knew what when at the highest levels of the Reserve Bank. A parliamentary inquiry has done as much as it can. I think a royal commission is needed.
No signs of that yet, but the RBA has offered to give the parliamentary committee documents in confidence and, if required, evidence behind closed doors.
I declare this public hearing closed.